Apologize for the wait, everybody. What we are here again with the NACE Star League Fall Brawl over in Valorant, heading into round number 3. St. Clair's Saints up against the SLU. It's myself, Seymour, alongside Billabang. John, how you doing now? Let's talk this over again.
You know, I did kind of get trolled. We were told it was a 38-38 game going on, but it was just regular overtime. It was 15-13, and we're finally going to get our second game of today, and I'm really excited for it. I think St. Clair, it's going to be a close matchup. It's 16-17 seeds, so going to be a very close one, and it is going to be super important for St. Clair to try and get a foot up on this one because I feel like their ascent is really, really good, and they're able to play it really well. Obviously, we did see Casper popping off on it last week, so hopefully he could pull off the same thing. We are going to see Casper on the Sova and Wombat on the KO again. So same lineup that they had for the last series, they're going to have for this one. So what do you think about this, and what do you think maybe SLU does to combat it?
Well, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure it was actually flipped. I'm pretty sure we saw Casper playing
the KO?
No, Casper was playing the KO on Bind, but Casper was on the Sova, but I'm pretty sure it was Blossom that was playing the KO in the last one, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's where we saw the win. But so they're going to be changing a little bit more up, and you know, Casper had a little bit of a nap. He took a little bit of a nap between games. Rightfully so. It's been a while. So he's recharged. He's back into it. Let's see how charged those shock darts can be for the Sova. We're going into it. I mean, to look at the kind of back and forth for either side, it's really where we're looking at. You were explaining the KO over the Sky, and we're exactly going to see that firsthand here because it's the only differentiating factor between both of these teams. SLU is going to bring out the Sky. So St. Louis University, I want to see what they have on this character. I mean, once again, my favorite agent in the game. I love playing Sky. So let's see. Is it going to be a Sky diff or is it going to be a KO diff?
Yeah, so I think maybe you're a little biased on that one towards the Sky, so I'm going to be watching out for that. But yeah, I think it's definitely interesting to see, and we are going to see how the buffs and nerfs change these characters. We'll see, can Wombat pull off this KO as well as it's predicted to be. It's predicted to be a top agent here among these teams, and we'll see how they are able to do this. Ascent, again, like you said, St. Clair loves this map a lot, and they did end up picking it as their first one. So we do want to see them do really well, a really good execution here on map number 1, see if they can take that advantage going to the rest of the series.
Yeah, Split and Breeze got banned. Breeze squad. Ascent for Saints, Bind for St. Louis. KRC catches Walker with his pants down inside trees. Not even aware that's going to happen and keeping it going right there. Aries is going to fall. That should be Spike planted. Stomping Shadow. How does he go for all of them with this? He is not letting it down. JRC for the ace, possibly. No, Zorov's going to go down to Casper. He steals it. Unfortunate, but flawless round 1 for St. Clair.
Casper. You're trying to give your teammate the ace there. What are you doing? It was a 5v1. But
that's what happens
regardless,
when your teammates wake you up.
It's true. Maybe as Casper didn't want JRC to pick that one up. But yeah, JRC picking up 4 kills there, and especially that first one really seemed odd. It didn't seem like they were aware someone was coming from Catwalk, and a little bit discombobulated. Has been a while since they played their last series, so just maybe a refresher round, try and catch up. But JRC are looking pretty good on this Jet, and I'm feeling confident about their chances on Ascent here.
I am as well. Spectres. VCan going for the half armor on his Spectre. Opposite side, all Ghosts, except for one Sheriff. Oh, look at this, around the corner. Pushes a little bit aggressive. Blossom reads it, but there's that Sheriff, and it is lawful too. Well, Casper and Blossom are going to be down. You did get the trade, but here, they're able to upgrade from those Sheriffs right into the Spectre's gain, and that is spiked down as well. There's the Sky Flash into the mix. Allow them to get aggressive here. Now Aries with that recovered Spectre. He's going for the ace of his own. Can he find the flip? The 5th. Icy. You have the crossfire, but Aries gets the ace with that recovered Spectre off of that double kill with the Sheriffs.
And it's so critical that he ends up getting those kills there. Not only does the ace makes him feel confident about himself, but it was on their Spectre buy round. So now St. Clair is in a really bad spot. Not only will the guys from St. Louis be able to pick up actual guns with armor for a lot of them. We see a Odin actually on Aries as well. St. Clair is going to be really bad in their eco. They are going to be forced onto the Sheriffs already and a couple of classics as well. So really not a good round from them. Obviously, all credit to Aries there. Got the ace for himself. And a lot of spray and pray there out of the Sova on those Spectre shots. But that's how you play Valorant nowadays. So
well, I mean, you can't say it's weird if it works, I guess.
True.
I mean, like,
it's true.
It's the spray and pray, but I mean, he got the ace.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, to his credit, he did get 2 beautiful Sheriff shots
to
get those initial 2 kills. So.
And to the head.
Doesn't look like there's too much happening. And it looks like they're splitting here. They're playing this one a lot slower than they were playing that first 2 rounds.
Ooh, Aries. Now he's got the Odin, and that packs a lot more punch. So you know he's going to get the wall bang through that. Excellent sonar dart to get that information. That's going to be first blood off the board. VCan dead in garage. You look at the spike. It's just at the top of Catwalk. And 2 players, Blossom and Wombat, are slow rolling it up market.
Yeah, so they are stuck on these very short-range classics and a couple sheriffs, but overall the guns are just severely in St. Louis's favor at this moment, so they are going to try and get picks here in mid. He will be spotted out. This is really dangerous. They're going to have to try and force their way out of mid here, or else they're going to collapse on.
And Gravity will going to be there. Blossom knows somebody's in market. Taking that crossfire head on. JRC might come away with Zoraf, but you're going to lose 2 players in the middle of it. The St. Clair College off of this. You still got Casper with that Deagle. And JRC with that Marshall. Head hunting on the corner. It's a tough one. It's deep. The hipfire not going to come through. Shadow. Another one. 12 seconds left in this round. You might be looking at St. Louis to take the lead here. Unless Casper can do something absolutely mad. But no, it's Wilker this time to put things down. Nail in the coffin. 2-1.
Yeah, not exactly the greatest time to pull out your sonar dart there. I think he was not expecting someone to still be sticking on that site. So good opportunity for a free kill there. And now they will be able to buy. So it will be a full buy round coming through. We are going to have an operator on Wilker here. So very important to watch out for. How is he being able to use this? And a couple light armor buys from St. Clair as well. So Casper and Blossom both not going to have their full shields and going to be lacking quite a bit of util here. So really healthy economy still for St. Louis, and St. Clair not having as good. So we'll see. It's going to be important. They're going to have to try and find a way to kill this jet with lack of util.
Now Wilker might have the option. He's over at the B site, and that is not where the Saints are going. Another fast hit right into A. Gravity well to stop them. Excellent usage of that from the side. Dash in for JRC. They have site control. They could get this spike down, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. St. Clair has the Blade Storm, and on the opposite side, you're looking at St. Louis with that Hunter's Fury. I'm curious to see if they're going to invest it to get in the site.
Yeah, Blade Storm is also available for JRC here. We'll see if he decides to pop that. It is just those 2 ults available. And Hunter's Fury will come down here. We'll see if he catches him. He does get Wombat actually on that first one. And the second kill coming for Zoref. Already looking bad for St. Clair.
And they ignite the spark. Zoref with 2 into the site, checking through hell. Nobody's going to be home. The last 2 players for Saints are going to have a crossfire. Casper and VCan. The lineups for these 2 utility agents. The shock dart should keep them off that spike for a long time, just looking to burn the clock as long as they can. VCan, another one. Can he keep it off the spike? St. Clair doing an excellent job. Another peek into it. Icy's off the board. 1v1 against Wilkin. Now it's time to get the operator out of there, and it seems like he's got the op down. You're going to die to that spike. That's a big round for St. Clair, being backed into such a corner. Excellent job from VCan and Casper.
Yeah, and it's really, really important you got that op off the table. No one survived that round. St. Clair did come out with it, but I think this round is going to be even more important because the eco really in St. Louis's favor, so they will still be able to go back to that full buy. They will be able to get full shields. Odin again on Ares, and both players, Icy not going to have as much money, so might have to go for half buy. And soon Wilker buying the op again. So he did end up, he picked up a kill with it, so it actually looked fine. He did go on B where they full pushed A, so it wasn't an opportunity for him to get that full use. But if he loses this, it is going to be devastating for St. Louis.
Oh, especially for their economy. And he's only got half armor this time as well. Look at this. VCan, he's going to get that ult orb. Now it's the lockdown to get them into that site. Blade Storm for JRC going to be invested. So 2 ultimates here. Going to look at getting this simply. Actually, 3 ultimates. They're going to put the Hunter's Fury on it as well and come away with Zoref. So player advantage. You have the spike down, and you have the setup. This is Saints round to lose right now, but it's going to be Wombat to get a little bit too aggressive, and it's going to cost 2 players, make it 3. As I see to fall 2 through that. St. Louis, as fast as St. Clair sets up, they're looking to bring this one through. And honestly, with this whole setup, as soon as you find VCan here on the backside, Icy's going to put it away.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough round for St. Clair there. We saw the KO and the Jet push really heavily into Heaven, and both of them got picked off. And Flash did come out actually from Wombat to try and go. There was 3 people rushing up that stairs. Yeah. So it would have been a good flash, and it would have been probably most likely a kill if he would have been able to push against 1 or 2 people. But because all 3 people, it's just a firing range, you're going to go down. The Jet follows soon after. And once that happens, you don't really have a chance to try and retake that site. You can only do so much of your VCan. You're sitting back there. You have a couple nades, but it's a 1v4. So
luckily for St. Louis too, because their economy is still good for now. both teams not healthy in the economy side, so whoever loses will definitely... Well, St. Clair, they're on a safe bye right now, so they will have a bye next round, but if you're St. Louis and you lose this round, you might not be looking at the most healthiest bye into the next one, but I think that was really a mishap from Saints. They should have won that round with the setup they had, but you're looking at this.
Revealing area.
Look for information. Garage into the B site. Here you have Ares with this Odin. It's so deadly through the wall.
And there's just so little you can do about this, right? Because you really only have pistols and maybe a couple upgraded weapons, but realistically, you're on Sheriffs, you're on Frenzies. There's no counterplay with this. Looks like a Shocker might come out here, gonna try and go, but Wilker is gonna get a kill on Blossom there, and it just looks like St. Clair is gonna have to give up another round.
Yeah, Saints have lost both lurking players over to the middle of the map and A. You can see how much map control now St. Louis has as they are pushing up through Courtyard, setting up for these angles in case St. Clair decide to rotate out, but doesn't seem like they are. Still stuck inside this garage. Flashing from Icy. And it's going to peek them on through. Luckily, the Nebula keeps them on their toes, but it's only a matter of time before St. Louis put this round on out now that you have Zora and Shadow both lurking in the back. They're going to lose quickly. Flawless round for St. Louis. It was a safe round from St. Clair, so you're not really thinking twice about it at all. It's just time to get those rifles upgraded and get into the next one.
Yeah, St. Louis here has such a big advantage in the economy right now. They've had rifles every single round so far in this game that they've been able to get them. So St. Clair is really going to have to try and turn one of these gun rounds around. We are going to see Casper picking up an Odin for himself here with light armor. So see what he can do with that. Phantoms and Vandals coming out for the rest of St. Clair. And I'm really looking towards some mid control here. I think St. Clair has had it for a couple rounds, but they haven't really taken advantage of it. So I think they need to start pushing out through that mid, spreading through market, maybe even through their opponent's spawn. Maybe they can look for something there, because right now whatever they're doing just doesn't seem to be working.
JRC, he's going to be looking for that mid control this time with the backup of Wombat. Get the Blade Storm on St. Louis. Already up and ready to go. That's over. Look at that. Look at the jet for St. Louis all the way through A main. He's getting so much information for his teammates now. The Icy's throwing some flashes out here. They know exactly where St. Clair are going to be setting up. You set up for that Nova. It is going to stun out the player, and they're completely collapsing into them. Nice read for Icy. The call out is going to be there, and St. Clair, before they even get to let this setup happen, with giving that information over to the jet player of St. Louis, I mean, they get around, they prove the information, and it's St. Louis who forces the fights first.
Yeah, I think really for St. Clair, their success came in those 2 rounds when they were on A site and they were rushing these plants. Right now, they're playing these rounds very slowly, and it just seems like there's nothing they can do. CB can trading for a kill here, but again, they got spiked down. They're able to get the plant, but it's a 5v2. There's not much you can do, and you really need to start rushing these plants because it seems like they can't win the gunfights when they need to earlier in the rounds, and their flankers aren't being as effective as they need to be in order for this slow play on attack to actually work.
No, and I think that, you might not need to rush the sites completely, but be a lot more snappier than you were in that last round. Because you saw Wilker, or JP Wilker, with those Blade Storms out, how fast he was just able to rotate through A, get all that information, and by the time you're pushing into market, it's too late.
Yeah.
Because it's no ruse anymore. They found you out.
So they're really going to have to work on how their gunplay is here. They're going to have Sheriffs again. A Stinger actually for Wombat and full armor for him and JRC. They will be buying in this next round, but I really think you have to win one of these thrifty rounds or at least make a dent in the economy for St. Louis, because right now, at least 2 or 3 of them are on max money going into these rounds, so there's just no problem for them buying rifles in at least 2 or 3 rounds here. So you're going to have to try and combat that, win at least a 1 thrifty round, maybe a buy round, and give yourself a chance, because right now the attacking is not looking so good for them so far in this game.
The Nebulas. Wilker through the smoke, gets the op shot, and a little bit of a whip from JRC. You're able to get away with it as well. Luckily, the shock dart is there to get you out of that. Saints are going to use the Cosmic Divide to have an easy rotation back out through this lockdown. So the Seeker is going to be put through after this lockdown. Get extra information exactly where they want to be. That's a perfect Nano Swarm. Shadow's going to be able to clean this one up. They're going to collapse on in. JRC now against the world. Nobody hopping onto the spike, so it's still ticking away. He's going to have to force into this gunfight. Oh, somebody was on it.
They didn't show up.
They didn't show up. A little bit of a glitch, maybe.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a good try. JRC getting 2 really good DU picks, and they did make a dent. Obviously, you're not going to see it in the economy because they're all at max money at this point.
Rich.
But it is really important. At least you're getting some confidence back. JRC not looking too bad this game, but Wombat and Blossom definitely having a tough time in this one. Just 1 kill between the two of them, 7 deaths apiece. So they're going to have to try and figure out a way to make themselves available. And you know, Blossom on defense here, I think, is very important. He has really good attacking rounds, but on defense, he does tend to struggle a lot more. So I think he's going to be really key. If they can get him online here in the attack, I think he's going to be looking really good going into that second half. Because if you're St. Clair right now, it's 6-2. If you lose this buy round, you're kind of starting to look towards the defense and what you can do there to try and catch up.
Yeah, and this is your map pick as well, so you don't want to go out like this. 6-2. You got Wilker with this op still on A. However, you look at the top right of your screen, JRC is able to find that Sky through market. Will they account for the killjoy though? Are they going to check that close right corner when it does happen? Because this is a nice default round from St. Clair. They're getting a lot of information, a lot of the know-how, and finally Zoref is going to peek on out, find Vcan. So now they know the information on the killjoy. And off that Saints, it seems like they are going to dedicate themselves in here through trees, looking to get through the Odin and the op. Wilker planted up top heaven. He's going to go 1-for-1 JRC now. Look to get this jet off. You got to find him eventually. Blossom through the wallbang spray. It's going to take him on down, but now it's all up to Blossom. He's going to get flanked by Zoref, who's lurking inside market. And that's a big round now for St. Louis. You're going to crush the economy of St. Clair. Yeah,
and Wilker somehow picking 2 people off before he went down there. He was seen on the dart and was able to be taken down, but it just seems like every time that St. Clair gets an advantage, Zoref is there to answer. He's done so well trading out kills in this game, and as soon as it seems like St. Clair can finally have something going, he answers back immediately with something else, whether it be on B site, whether it be in mid. So I think St. Clair needs to find an answer for Zoref here, and I don't really know what their answer could be so far in this game, because it just looks like they got nothing.
Zoref, with his patience, passed out that, and not patient at all. Icy rushes right through Garage. He's going to find Wombat for that. So that is a big one down with your KO. Not going to be able to use his ultimate. Let's see this. JRC is going to escape. And they still have full control of Courtyard. Nobody to rush into lurking or to flank through A.
Yeah, I think this Blade Storm needs to go huge for them to have a chance in this round. If he can get something done with that Blade Storm, the right click doesn't reset anymore, so he can't do anything super close quarters, but he needs to be able to find something on a site here, or else they're going to have no chance in this round. And like I was saying, you need to start getting some momentum in your favor towards this defense, or you're just not going to stand a chance.
There's JRC prepping. They should know now. Blade Storm finds one, make it a second. He doubles down on Icy. At 22 HP. Vandal in hand. And the spike in the back pocket too, so they know exactly where these players are. But look at this, you still have Zoref, that lurking player who's so good at trading. He's sitting inside trees, and he could really trump this team out. Casper's going to safely cross on through. This is where Zoref's going to come up big right away. Alarm bot, it's going to get away close angle, very low JRC. Casper right next to him. Sonartar's going to force him off, but he's going to go for seconds. Casper knows he's there. He's going to take the fight. Zoref goes down. And he's stuck between both players. It's going to be a pinch for St. Louis as soon as... No, he doesn't have this like 4 seconds. As soon as he tries to do anything, he's just going to try to get away with this Phantom. Ares up top.
Enemy remaining.
And Welker nowhere close to trade this out. You don't want to drop that operator.
Yeah, so now you do have buys coming through for St. Clair, but at this point, it feels like this is their last gasp. They need to get this round, or else they're just going to be down in the dumps here. Going into the side switch, and at this point, you know, Wombat at 09, that KO definitely not looking as powerful as it was in map number 1 or 2 in the last series. He looked so much different of a player. It seems a lot of times here, there's a lot of indecision where he wants to go. He does seem like he's tending to go A lot more, trying to use the flank, trying to even entry, but every time it just seems like the flash isn't connecting where he needs it to, and the suppression is not. So Jet is going to be looking up here. Drone will catch her though.
That's a big force out there.
Nowhere to run.
And it just, what do they do about this Odin on site?
You gotta overrun this thing fast. It's gonna be really close. JRC's gonna find that one. That's exactly
what they do. That's what they do.
Fragment keeps Wilker back from trading it out. This is a great execute from Saints. The best one we've seen yet.
Spike planted.
JP Wilker looks deadly with this op though. If he can go big, it would be huge for St. Louis, but it's gonna take a lot because. Yeah, we do see a Killjoy ult available as well, so that is going to be massive. See if they can take that and throw it in spawn. See if he's going to go for it.
Look at Casper. Casper's behind everybody. He can get it behind and actually shut down Zora before that lockdown even comes into place. If they want to use it, Casper's very patient. Sonar dart behind them. Here's that lockdown that I was calling for. Zora. Oh, they spawned him out. Casper's down. Now that lockdown's going to be huge. He gets destroyed. That's a big play from Blossom to try to push that Cosmic Divine, but his team all alone in the back line. Icy's going to close it out. Do they have time? I don't think they do. St. Clair, possibly off of the explosion, they're going to find it exactly that. You get away with the operator, luckily, if you're Zoraf, but that's a big hit to take and a big round for Saints.
Yeah, Casper, although he didn't end up getting the lockdown or a kill there, he was able to get a lot of damage on it, and his team was able to spam through that wall and take it down before the bomb would go off. So the fact that that was able to be taken down did mean they had enough time to let the detonation go off and allow them to win the round. So that is huge. It's definitely a confidence booster. You need all you can get because they're down 8-3 right now. They are going to have a really weird buy round. A Bulldog with full shields are going to come out. Vandal with half shields as well. Obviously, we do still see the Op and the Odin from St. Louis here, so they have been on power picks on these guns the entire game, so no surprise there. Looks like they're going to try and execute here, see if they have more success than the last time.
Wilker off the Op with the Blaze Storm. Recon Bolt is going to give it away. Trying to get in the sight. Zora, how do you get away with that? The turret! Tony turret out here. First one down. Signs the second onto Blossom as well. Get that door down, spray and pray. Ooh, barely slipping away, Vcan. Has to take this fight. Shadow able to transfer from Casper to Vcan, and Wilker shuts them on out. 9-3 half for St. Louis as they are absolutely putting St. Clair down in the blender. Now pushing into defense, I mean, this might be exactly where Saints want to be on the defensive half. We saw them with a really good defense earlier in the day.
Yeah, and I think the key thing to remember here, Zoraf on defense looked unbelievable, but Killjoy, obviously a Sentinel, is going to be very good on defense. So maybe we'll see a different story here on offense. And Wilker seemed like that op was just magic in his hands. Every time he took a shot, it was on target, even through smokes, through flashes, through everything. He was making connections here, but defense always a better position for the operator to be used in. So we'll see, maybe now that he's not going to be on the operator as often when he's on attack, they can make a difference here. But I'm really looking at Wombat. I need Wombat to step up here because he hasn't gotten a single frag in this game. It is so hard to try and play that entry when you're not getting any kills.
Oh, Casper with the ghost. He's going to tuck away inside of Wine. You have JRC take the head on contact right off the bat. There you spot JRC. Will Ares go in there? It doesn't matter. They are set up just in case the player is inside Wine.
Yeah, that's a really smart move, actually. The Astra. Oh, never mind. They knew that he was there. He had no chance. So
JRC, they know JRC's here. Flash is not going to land, but Wilker still getting the headshot onto that. That gives up the A site. Oh, and that definitely gives up the A site. Vcan all alone after that. What can you do with this lonesome classic? No utility. Spike goes down. Looking at a first round for St. Louis, but Vcan, he's going to try to make it a little bit damaging. A second one, maybe. 65 HP. Time is very low, and you have to wait even longer for this nanoswarm to finish. He's gonna be there. 2 players in hell though, so he has to check both of them. In turn, it jumps right on out, right into Shadow. Vcan, it was a good, commendable effort, but 10-3.
There's only so much you can do when you're in a 1v5 scenario. He did end up getting 2 kills, which was impressive, but obviously when they enter you onto site and you lose your first person, it just seemed like as soon as they lost their Casper on site, it just seemed like it was kind of over. Casper sitting in Wine there. It was a good idea. It
was bold,
but
yes.
it was very bold. But at this point, you're down 9-3, now 10-3. You have to go for those bold plays. And you saw the Astra star go down, and what she wanted to do was throw down a concuss so that people would think that he wasn't in there, but then realistically he was. It wasn't so much of a juke. And I mean, most players are going to check that anyway, just to be safe on their A pushes. But a good try by Casper, and at this point, you got to try something because they're so far down in this game. You almost need a miracle run to try and
Shadow. That's Vcan again. That's a big first blood. Another situation where Saints are getting a little bit too aggressive, and it's costing them so much.
Yeah, we are going to see Bomb will be taken up by Ash. Looks like they want to push through mid. They did commit 3 to A on this one, actually. So interesting they would go all out there, but it's going to mean that they'll be able to push up into market, no problem here with no challenge. And it's going to be tough for Wombat to try and hold this site.
Has Blossom maybe with 2 players? No. Well, he might have, but Heisey has a Spectre, so he's just going to spray around the corner and find that 2v5. Casper on site. There sees Wombat, and Wombat is absolutely going to be styled on by Wilker. He's turning up. The Jets heating up for St. Louis University. I mean, he hasn't really slowed down, but we saw him with the op most of this game. We can do it too with the Phantom.
Yeah, so you are going to see an interesting buy coming through here. A lot of armors being bought. A Stinger for Zoref as well. And we see light shields on 4 members now of St. Clair. So they are working with guns, but they are going to be down in armor. And it just feels so bad when you're on your buy round and there are 2 members of St. Louis that are on their save round and still have enough money to buy full shields and their guns. So it's so hard for me to see St. Clair try and come back in this one.
Yeah, and Casper can be aggressive here. The Aldrone spots him up with recon guard. Luckily, there's no Hunter's Fury. Would have definitely been falling up for that one. Gravity is going to try to pull him closer, but still Saints on the edge. Glory with this. Another peek on out. Downrange. Oh, it's a spray and pray. JRC goes 1 for 1 with Ares. How do they react if you're St. Louis University? They're still sitting here. They're still on edge. Patient as ever. Look at the Sky. How far she's gotten up into benches.
Yeah, it's going to be really key. Killjoy is going to have to make sure she picks up at least a kill or 2 here, pushing through mid, because they really like to do this. They did this on the last round as well. They push through the mid, through market, and through spawn, try and find something there. Killjoy does know they're there. Wolf will go out here. We'll spot the Killjoy in market, and this is going to be rough. Yeah, VK ain't going to go down. They're going to push towards B here. Nice gravity well. Yeah, beautiful gravity well, and grenade combination there by St. Clair. There's only going to kill.
Well into the fragment. Keeps us even.
30 seconds left.
The information from those birds. Flash. Everything. Pop flash in. Icy's tucked away in logs.
Spike planted.
I don't know if they're going to check this one. It could be sneaky enough. You have the crossfire if you do want to swing. Dash on in. JRC. He checks it, but Icy is going to win the duel. 1 for 1 either side. And the trades going to be favoring St. Louis. Wombat now backed against the wall. 1v2. And Shadow head-on contact with that. The headshot from the Spectre.
Double head tap there.
Yeah, that was nasty.
And that is one time where you're a Wombat, you need to clutch that one up to give your team a chance. Obviously, at 11-3, now 12-3, it's tough to see them come back in this one. They are going to have a very mixed buy. But it just seemed like this whole game was St. Louis, St. Louis, St. Louis. Especially Zoref able to clutch up and trade a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have. Wilker looked deadly with that op in that first half. And it just seems like there was no answers from St. Clair.
It doesn't seem like the same Saints that we saw earlier in the day, definitely. They looked really practiced on Ascent earlier. They looked like they were following their strategies to the end. And there's a lot of messy plays this time against St. Louis. I don't know if that's maybe they got cold during the break or if they're just outmatched here against St. Louis on Ascent. V can finally find that kill against Ares outside of Garage. So it's the one time that the aggressiveness has paid off for Saints.
Yeah, and they need to be pushing through here onto a site. They are up a person, so they do have a lot of time here to work with stealth. Definitely a chance to try and make this happen, but they are going to have to go on quite a run to try and come back in this game. Down so many rounds at this point. You're going to need a lot more than 1 frag to make a difference in this one, but if anyone can do it, it's the Saints.
You know, another reason why I like the Sky over the Killjoy, don't you think VCan would love a regrowth right now? I mean,
yeah, it'd be nice.
Barely alive here. Seekers from Icy looking to gain information towards the site where they're landing. Shadow, that's a big one now. He's going to find the lurking player through A. That was JRC. That's going to even us up for this take. And immediately, look at this call. Shadow realizes that they put so much at B, and they don't even go there. They're going A.
Yeah,
30 seconds
really
left.
good game awareness here. They're going to have 2 already answered on A, and they're still up a person. So Dash will come through. Jet will manage to get on site, but will she be able to survive here? No, she's going to be taking down Casper. Then take out Wilker here, and that's really something to be able to try and stay in the ground.
For another one. Blossom. Sheriff not able to do
1 enemy remaining.
Shadow finds another one, all up to Wombat. This is for the match, or the map, on Ascent.
Bulldog, be able to bull his way into this round. 1v3. There's Noden, there's 2 Phantoms.
Ooh, barely holding on.
I just don't know.
Make it snappy. Put on a show for us, Wombat. Let's see. Headshot onto Zoref. Icy holding the one-shot angle. You gotta push through this now. The Cosmic Fight on 30 HP. Odin to meet you on the other half. There you have it. St. Louis University, map number 1 in the books. A big statement coming into round 3.
Yeah, I really think that that first map was so heavily in their favor. It looked like every time that there was even a hope of life for St. Clair, it seemed like St. Louis just snatched it away as soon as that happened. And when you're down that bad going into the second half, obviously I think their defense is better than their attacking. I feel like their attacking was struggling severely, and Wombat being on that KO is not nearly as effective as he needed to be at. I think he had 1 kill in that whole game, so that's something that you definitely maybe want to take a look at and say, okay, KO may be better now, but maybe Wombat's just not as practiced on him because he was down in the dumps for so long as an agent. So maybe go back to the sky when you're thinking about bind. I mean, you have to be looking at map 2, say, okay, our map pick didn't work out so well, but there's always a chance that we can come back in map 2 and look a lot better. And I know they have to look a lot better to try and stay alive in this tournament.
And behind that whole performance, I did think that Saints were getting taking a lot of aggression for being very low. And it's just not the place you want to have. I said I wanted to see that practice Saints that we saw in Ascend earlier in the day. I wanted to see a transition here against St. Louis, and I didn't see those same strategies. It looked messy. It looked really chaotic, and that they just didn't know how to handle St. Louis. So when we take a look at this, I mean, you look at Zoraf. You talked about him on that Killjoy role, 17 and 7. Very useful indeed.
He looked so good, and it's so good when you have a Sentinel player that can frag out like that. It is so scary for your opponents because not only are they getting so much utility out of their kit, they're also fragging out, which means they can win gunfights. So not only can they use their util to help win gunfights across the map, if you're facing them and you're losing those gunfights, it's even worse for your team because you're basically having 1.5 persons and you're being beat by them. Yeah,
I said in the books. So we see a very strong look from St. Louis University. Saints looking to bounce back on bind coming up after this break. You're watching Saints Gaming CA. And Seymour, Billabang, we'll see you in a bit. Yo, what's going on, Saints Nation? It's your boy Seymour alongside Billabang Tank in map number 2 against St. Louis and St. Clair. We're headed into bind. We got the agent select. Let's take a look. How are you feeling here? I mean, I know you want to talk a little bit about Saints, and it seems like not much has changed.
Yeah, so they are going to pick up the same comp. We are going to see V can actually change from the Killjoy to the other Sentinel, the other powerful Sentinel here on Cypher. So it's interesting to see him change that. When you do see Casper actually taking on the KO and Wombat switching to the Sova. So maybe it's about comfort. We were talking a bit earlier about the Sky versus KO, and it's very important. And looking here, we did see them the last time they played bind. They were having Casper on the KO and they saw Wombat on the Sova. So they are going with the same comp that they did in that first series. And do you think maybe it was just because Wombat wasn't as well versed on the KO, or maybe they just want to change it up?
It could be a sense that with this new patch that's coming out, Saints are trialing KO players, and this might be what we're witnessing, seeing who's the best here. So far, I think Casper's been the most inspiring to me for Saints. And so I'm excited to see what he can do. We got VCamp back on the Cypher for bind, and that worked out excellently. He was doing good at utilizing the Cypher cages with the neural thefts, every sort of his utility that he could on defense. And Saints starting on defense, this is a great way to show off both characters in the KO and the Cypher. Yeah,
for sure. And we are going to see a slight change. We are going to get the Viper from St. Louis instead of the Sky. So a little bit change there. Obviously, Viper, a lot of play on bind for Viper, so not too surprising there. We are going to see a raise as well. So slight change here. We are going to have double duelists for St. Louis, and it is going to be interesting, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Casper KO can look.
Well, St. Louis in this pistol round, they're going to be setting up for a B site, and they took the worst of the draw in the 50-50 on which site to go to, because 3 players of Saints are stacked here. It is going to be a 3-on-5. It seems like it. Casper, flash. You got to worry about that Boomba, bud. And he does. He gets out.
That was a good flash, actually. Did end up getting 2 players, but the Boombot did prevent him from actually playing offensive there, because he could have gone absolutely huge there. He could have at least picked up 2 kills, both players, for a flash, but doesn't really get anything out of that. Now he's retreating back on site, where it looks like they're all going to collapse on him here on B.
Wilker, superstar jet player for St. Louis. In here. Oh, if they can find Icy into this corner. Will JRC check in?
Oh,
no!
Oh,
JRC!
what a shot!
Oh, let him know! Let him know, and he didn't even blink an eye off of that. It was just straight cold hard cash on that one. Looking for a second, though, as the TP comes through for St. Louis. They got their eyes set on A. Off that Viper wall that they can't use anymore. Shadowling to set up a gravity well. Not going to get Casper just yet, but Ares will finish him up with that Ghost. Now, very low is going to be Ares when we put this off. Luckily, he does have a team to back him up. Now Wombat in the Sova role.
You have to try and find the Sova, get a quick kill here if he wants to answer this and win the 1v3.
He has a shock dart. A lot of time on that sonar, and you see the Astra is just running all the way around to Showers to set up the crossfire. So Wombat will check all the crosses that he can, and shock dart lineup, not going to land on anybody. He's going to force these gunfights now, and nobody's throwing him anything to work with. There he's going to swing on behind, take the round for St. Louis. A big pistol round, especially losing out on Icy first.
Yeah, I think real key there was that TP. The whole team did end up committing towards Showers, and a really good shot there onto the Viper by JRC, but he was taken out in Showers just after that, and it seemed like if they would have played back more on site, waiting for that team to rotate around, they would have a lot better chance to try and win that round, but both of them got picked off before their team could even rotate to them. So I think a little bit more patience next time will allow them to try and hold site a lot better, and it seems like there's actually going to be a lot of buys here. It will be a Phantom buy out of Zorf as well, so a very important round here. See if they can win a JRC with the Bucky. Can he do this? Can he find this person in short, or... Oh, it's looking dangerous.
Nice snake bite from Icy. JRC forced to take the gunfight, and the Bucky is not the gun you want to have there. Blossom's been playing in Showers. We said it's his Showers. Let's see if it truly is. The Albatron's going to be able to sneak on in and find him out. And that should be Icy to clean him up with that as well. Trying to utilize that gravity well to keep him alive. This is just perfect execution from St. Louis at the moment. And with the rest of the players, there's not a lot to work with. Just classics across the board for St. Clair College. And they're already getting overwhelmed by some players. In U-Haul, Casper, Default, 2v5. Spike's going to go down. Icy doesn't even need to take them down. This is just a flawless round from St. Louis. That's the perfect execution in the second round.
Yeah, and there was a decent amount of investment there. I mean, not too much. You just had the Bucky from JRC, so it wasn't too much money spent. But you really need to start winning these early rounds because last time we saw them lose both pistol rounds, so they weren't looking too hot here at the beginning. And we already see Aries on 7 out of 8 on that Hunter's Fury. So he's been stacking up that ult very quickly in this game. And you see all the players from St. Clair at 3 or 2 on theirs are not even close. So the fact that he's going to have an ult potentially in this round is insane because, as you can see, like, they are going to be on bonus, but Zoref is going to have a Phantom and full armor, so there is a really good chance they can not only take this bonus round, but completely strip the economy from St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, you might be on a bonus, but that Hunter's Fury can do a lot, and so can a Marshall.
Holy smoke.
Something I don't talk about very often is how much that Marshall really can do. Here we go. Hunter's Fury, it's acquired. Looking to lock Blossom down at range. Oh, Hail Mary for the last one, but just skimming by his Blossom. So Hunter's Fury gets burned. It finds nothing. However, JP Wilker was able to find a first blood of the KO.
Yeah, and at this point, you know, you do have the Astra down to half HP, so she's already not going to be able to hold these corners as tightly as she'd like to. Looks like they will rotate over through to Hookah here. Raze will hop on site. Wombat waiting for one, does end up getting a kill there. Super important on that Wilker and will allow them to hold the site for a little bit longer, but Plant will still go down, so they're locked into B here. 3 players in CT being smoked off, so they're going to have to try and push here, and it's going to be really dangerous for St. Clair.
Not only that, you have to get through that toxic orb that they have set up. Setup's going to be good for St. Louis. Zoref, he's going to ping. Shot sprayed through the smoke for Aries. 2 at the end of the barrel.
One enemy
St. Clair,
remaining.
they are stunned at that, scratching their heads at where everything went wrong. St. Louis are just on another level right now.
Yeah, Aries just literally spammed through the Viper and the smoke from Astra and found 3 people, not even seeing them on his screen. They were just coming through CT smoke. And I feel like you really do need to realize when you're coming back on that site, when you're trying to come back after the bomb is planted, you need to start diversifying where you're coming from, because that is the easiest place. All you have to do is put down your smoke for Astra and just keep it smoked, and there's nothing your defenders can do. If they try and walk through there, they're going to get run down every single time, because all you do is just spray through that smoke and there's nothing they can do about it. They can't get back on site unless you come through elbow, and even then it's so difficult. So St. Clair is going to have to try and find a way to diversify how they come back on these counterattacks.
Well, they're stacking showers. The cross from JRC sprays 2 with the Spectre. A 2 for 1. One of my favorite deals ever. But that's going to give up the site there. Icy as well as Zoref.
Yeah, Spike did end up going down here in the choke by showers, though. So they are going to have to try and figure out a way to get that bomb back. It is 3v4. Oh, a dash out. No, V-Can.
There you have it. JRC has his back. Keeping that player aggression. Icy right into Blossom. This is a perfect turnaround for the Saints. It's all up to Zoref. Spike's down. They get the advantage here, but Zoref still with his rifle and 42 HP. It's never over until it's over. You got Blossom tagged up a bit, so relatively, with 1 bullet, you can make it a 1v1.
Yeah, so the bomb is still down here outside shower, so he's going to have to try and force his way through. Oh, ult is going to come down, but Zoref is going to get him, so this is going to be huge. Ult is coming out for this Raze, so she will be able to hold this corner for the moment, and she will pop the showstopper in a moment. So yeah, there's going to be JRC at full HP still. Only 42 for Zoref, but 1 headshot could change this game.
Showstopper pulled out, but in the wise words of Lupe Fiasco, the show goes on.
That's my favorite song. I can rap that whole thing. But oh, he actually got Spike here, and the rotation from JRC through short here might have cost him. He might catch him on the plant. Plant will go down. And those new steel boxes are huge. It will allow the plant to go down. There's nothing he can do. He can't spam through that. So he will be spotted here. Oh, it's going to go for the 1v1, but Zoref somehow lands the headshot. 3 HP is all he needs to clutch that one out. St. Clair go down again. A really good job by Zoref there, and able to get that 1v2. And it just seems like no matter what St. Clair do, there is an answer from St. Louis every time.
That deserves a sheesh off that one. Zoref, 42 HP, let me tell you.
That was crazy.
Wow. What is that? Insane plays there. That was a 1v3, 5-0. Yet to fall in the server, just unkillable it seems at times. And this is the killjoy that we saw in the last game. I mean, 17-7, hasn't slowed down since then. Saints, you're going to get a buyback in this one. You have the Phantoms, pretty healthy, and this is the classic old run it down mid strat.
Yeah, and really at this point, St. Clair just looking for some kind of answer. They do have guns on their side, so they will be able to take some down. Yeah, there's a really good flank here. Viper is just spotting out B long. She doesn't see. She has no idea they're coming up behind her. And they see her now. A nice shot by Wombat, but it will show them. Nice shot by Blossom. An answer there by Zorf is going to get 2 of his own, and it just seems like every time they get an advantage, it's just taken away from them.
It's just Zorf things.
It's just Zorf things. Just raise diff.
Sometimes it feels like it. It's just like my ranked games back home.
But look, a really big flank here by Ares could be bad. Oh, never mind.
It's on check. That's why they call the Cypher. I don't even know what they call it. It's why he's good at what he does, checking those flanks. I had something. It left me. Up to Shadow. 1v3. Can he do it again? Seems like they have an idea of where you're pushing. You got 45 seconds to work with and 4 stars to make this snappy. Gravity well. Casper's looking to avoid it with Wombat on either side. They have the suffocation. And the execution is perfect. VCan's going to find Shadow. 1 round on for St. Clair. They find the first.
And you can't underestimate how good that feels for St. Clair. Finally get a round under their belt. And they were able to keep 3 guns there, which is huge because, again, this game, it just seems like St. Louis has all of the economy in the world. It is now going to be actually around even. It did cost them quite a lot for that round, and they didn't end up paying off for St. Louis. So really key for them. And a couple of ults here. We do see the wall available for Blossom as well as the Neural Theft for VCan, and the Zoref has a Showstopper and Wilker with his Blade Storm. So expect, yeah, that's going to be an ult to start us off. Blade Storm going to be pop down short. He's going to miss all of them, though. Blossom will survive with quite a bit of HP, so definitely a wasted Blade Storm there.
It's always the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
You just see a hovering Jen with the Blade Storm, and you're like, okay, I can try to spray you down, but it might not be the perfect bet. Ares grabs the ultimate orb inside showers. He's going to be 1 away from that Hunter's Fury in this. If you find a kill, you get the plant, you're going to have that ultimate under your belt. And this is where I need to see VCan over at the B side start gaining this information from there. Start checking these corners and feed the information to your team that they might not be going to be. Or maybe they're going to be executing out here. You might be able to spot these 2 players that are rotating to hookah, but nonetheless, VCan is set up in a really good spot, and look at that. That's bombed down because while VCan was lurking, so was Wombat right through showers. Here's the Hunter's Fury. Throw that down range. You've earned it, King. Blossom's going to take down Ares. There's 2 players left for St. Louis with limited time as well, and the spike out of your hands. This is a great setup for St. Clair now. Yeah,
they definitely look really good here. Really, really good flank here by Wombat. He looks like a different animal here. Obviously, Zoref a little bit better on that gunfight, but you're saying he looks so much better here on Bind. Looks much more comfortable here on the Sova. So definitely looking good. But Zoref gets another 2 kills, and he has potential here. But, oh, he's not going to win that gunfight, actually. JRC somehow came out on top of that one. That was definitely a close fight, but JRC pulling out on top, and the raised diff in that one goes to JRC.
Yeah, Blossoms, he saw him in the cam. He's like, all right, run it back. Let's do it again. Let's keep it going. We're back in this. 2 rounds in a row now for Saints as they're starting to string together a little bit of victory.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm always shaking, holding my breath when I do see Zoref is still alive in a 1vx situation after what we saw earlier. But yeah, you pointed out Wilker. He's got that op now. Talk to me a little bit, because Ascent, he was a different beast with it.
Yeah, so he is going to be taking it on attack here, so it is definitely going to be a different look for this op. He's going to be on B long, so he will have that threat. Looks like Hunter's Fury will come out here for just a second. Going to go, not going to catch anyone though. Actually just doesn't hit any damage on anyone, so kind of a waste of an ult there. 8 ult points you might want back, and looks like Cypher and Jet will still be on B here. Push will be through showers. Do you think they'll be... Oh, they spot the... Astra in the corner. She's going to have to get out of there before she gets shocked out of death. She will manage to escape. So they will stay alive for a moment, and it does seem like they're not able to get a lot with that utility, all they use there.
Look at that, right off the bat. You still have a minute left, and you've burned all of the Sova's utility. By only taking half health on Blossom. I mean, you're weak, but I'd take that as a win. You still have your Smoker alive, and no initiation, really, for those shock darts to clear corners. So that is a big drain on his end. Now this is what we want to see, the star of the show. JP Wilker, VCan head-on collision with that. Showstopper time for Zoref. Can he find that trade? Right out and about. He is going to find VCan, but JRC for the early trade immediately. Taking that advantage right back into the St. Clair side. Where are we going to see this now? Ares is going to recover this spike. You do have the backup inside Hookah from Icy. We have 24 seconds.
No charges left.
Get onto this and get this fight down. Blossom weak in the corner. Aries gonna find the first. Nice transition on the second. Dedicate this Viper's Pit in this 2v2, and that's gonna be the spike down.
Planted.
And some cover.
Casper's gonna need to find a big kill real quick. He will spot him out with suppression, so he knows the Viper's in there. No surprises there. Oh, Aries gonna get him through the smoke again. 1v1. Sova versus Sova. Who's gonna win this one? It's gonna be Aries. Getting a 4th kill and picking up another round for St. Louis, and it just seems like these 1vx clutch situations, St. Louis always on top.
I mean, they're just clutch masters at this point. They got the ice in the veins. They're ready to lock down Bind and move on in the tournament. Saints, they really need to pull some magic out of their bags if they want to take them out, because those 1v1s, they're such good opportunities to find these rounds. I mean, it's a big kill on the ice. You get rid of the Viper's Pit. You just don't want to count that Aries is going to take that fight from above.
That's the 5th kill Aries has gotten strictly on game sense. He got 3 kills through smokes in that second round, I believe. And that round, both times, he was in that Viper Pit. And he knew where they were shooting from. He waited a second, figured out where they're going to move to, and then shot there and got kills. So it's just like that heightened game sense that he has. It's just proved so much better.
Big flash.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
He got 3. Casper with the big 3K. Brilliant. You talk about those pop flashes where we get to see it firsthand. Zora, are you going to check it? Nope. Give him the ace, guys.
Give him the ace.
Another pop flash into the site, but behind the wall he is. And again, it's Blossom. Hey. Who else but Blossom wants to take Casper's aces?
Hey, you know what? To be fair, Casper did take JRC's ace earlier, so it's kind of a little bit of karma there.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, it's so good for St. Clair, though. Beautiful flash by Casper, and he's making that KO look a lot better than it was in the last game. Obviously, I think they were struggling a lot with that, but something like that changes the whole game. It changes how your team feels, and it's got to change the game for Casper too, because it's got to up your confidence so much. Pick up 4 kills in that round. Been struggling through this game. Obviously, they only have 1 kill before that, but now looks so much better. And the most important thing for St. Clair, St. Louis's econ is ruined. They are going to be on Sheriffs and Classics, and that's got to feel good, because now you can draw the game to almost even.
You woke up the beast now in Casper earlier. Double push out there. They had the firing range lined up. JRC, though, to clean up the mess. He takes out the brooms. Look at Casper. He has teleported over from the B side back to A. Pop flash in. Aries around the corner. Nice shots with the frenzy. Oh, my. So Casper, he is in his ult, so he is going to be staying on the ground, but nobody's to pick him up.
Player standing.
With the Phantom. 2v1. Spike in the hands of your Astra for St. Louis, and they have every set of information now that Casper came through that CP that they can move over to B safely.
So we will actually be moving over to B as well here to match them. They are moving pretty slowly back through CT or through T spawn here, or attacker spawn, trying to gain an advantage, but Weekend will be on site here to match them. So the hookah is going to be the move. Can they make this happen, or will St. Clair finally be able to 1v clutch when they need him to?
30 seconds left.
Set up.
Oh!
Spotted! Oh no, Aries! Again!
Dude,
again,
this guy
it's Aries
is an
every single
absolute
time.
Monster. Every time they call for a clutch, it's there.
6-3, St. Louis. They do it again. I mean, VCAN, it was a 2v1, so it was already difficult. Both players were full health, but he had the right read. He had his utility already set up on B as well, so he could work off of that. He just never had the opportunity, because before anything could start, Aries is just ripping heads. 12-4. You talk about a superstar that JP Wilker was on Ascent. Well, he's taking a back seat now on that jet, and it's the Zorov show alongside Aries.
Yeah, these two players going huge in this game so far. They will have guns here now, and they did win. I'm not sure. It wasn't called a thrifty in-game, but I definitely feel like it was a thrifty round. I think one person full bought and everyone else didn't. That's going to be 2 quick kills already for St. Louis, and things not looking too good for St. Clair.
And Casper is utilizing that KO properly. The pop flash out. It's a save round. You're going to go for something aggressive like that. But Zorov, it's just a brilliant play to react to that flash immediately and recover. It's just excellent mechanics on that. JRC might have a chance to get some revenge on the Aries, but
spike planted.
Proper play. St. Louis is just so patient and so respectable in these situations. Zorov's gonna catch JRC rotating on out. That's 3 kills into the round. 7-3. St. Louis, they are heating up on Bind. I mean, Saints generally, I would really like to see them end this on a 5-7 half. 8-4 would be great, but a 9-3 is not where you want to be after losing Ascent the way you did.
Yeah, so they're definitely not going to be, I mean, never say never, they could win this round, but they are going to be on save, so they will have Sheriffs and a Spectre for JRC here. But like you said, 9-3, same way they lost the last game. So going into the second one, they're going to need some more momentum going into their attacking half, or else it just doesn't seem like it's a very winnable game here. Boombot will come out in mid, but nothing going to be seen. Pop Flash again, looking for the same play, but no, they're going to know this time, and Wilker will take him out.
It's like the famous expression, lightning never strikes twice.
Yeah.
You don't expect a well-practiced team to get caught off guard, but same thing. Weekend, though, might be in a really good spot in the smoke. Nobody catches him.
Good.
Weekend in this smoke, but maybe his feet are poking on out. He slides in. Shadow is going to help out his team. There's another round. St. Louis are in a great position.
One
put
enemy
it away.
remaining.
JP Wilker, Icy, all in the kill feed. They light it up, all in red. Saints, they fall now 8-3.
Last round in the half.
Last round of the half. You're going to get all your buy-ups for their riflery. You're going to have your utility really in a tough situation where you where you want to come away with this round, and not much to work off of either when you're kind of comparing ultimates either.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me too because JRC not only walk in there, he made no sound, was able to slip into Hookah through the smoke, and somehow it seems like Ares just knew he was there. He threw a shock dart in the exact corner that JRC was in, and they spammed through the wall into Hookah as if they just knew he was there. So the game sense from these guys is crazy on another level. And yeah, we will see an ult come out here. Bladestorm will come for
Blossom needs to live.
Yeah, Blossom does need to live here.
The only one with an ult on Saints.
And it seems like Showers hasn't been... Oh, that's dangerous. Casper is going to go through the TP. He's going to have 3 people staring right at him. He's going to be in a bad place here for a moment.
Hunter's Fury now. Time to put on those dancing shoes and let the game speak for itself on the opposite side of these doors. Shadow goes 1-for-1 with Blossom. That's going to be the Cosmic Divide. Not there anymore for Saints. No ultimates to work with. Bladestorm popped for JP Wilker. And the rest are going to be here. Casper finally showing himself. There you go. He's going to capitalize. Spike goes down as well. That's going to put Beacon and Casper in a really good position. You look at Zora very, very low. With this Bladestorm, it's going to be a tough one now. They're pinching out on Casper. Zora from behind. Should be a free kill on either end of it. Vcan 1v2. Oh, Wilker! The respect is not there. 9-3.
Yeah, I don't really think he expected Wilker to poke out there. He wasn't expecting them to take the bomb, maybe rotate to the other side, decide what to do. But Wilker just ego peeks it and wins it. So, I mean, if you're ego peeking and you're winning the fights,
you're feeling good.
You can ego peek however much you want to. So, 9-3 now the scoreline. Another buy round in the books for St. Louis. And it just seems like St. Clair is going to have to pull something out of somewhere if they're going to try and come back in this series because it's just not looking good for them.
Well, it makes that play from Casper was so smart. I mean, it's tough. It's dangerous to be there.
It was a lot of patience, too. He needed a lot of patience.
You see St. Louis in their heads. They're like, maybe it was just an item. Maybe we heard it wrong. And they turn their backs to it. Casper, extremely well-paced, peeks out for 2. Puts Vcan and Casper in a really good situation to maybe win it out. But then with that spike down, he tries to get aggressive into Showers. Nobody watched the cross to see that JP Wilker got in there. So really unfortunate now. This pistol round feels like a must-win if you're a Saints fan. Satchel charge right into the site. JRC is going to overwhelm JP Wilker. Big first blood for the Saints. Now time to work off of this as they're moving their way in. Shock dart. Let's clear off the staircase. Nobody's going to be there, and this is an opportunity now to get this spike down that their Astra Stars are going to be blocking this. Frenzy from Wombat. A little bit damage dealt, but Icy and Ares, they fight back with 2. That's going to put St. Louis in that player advantage. I see another one. That spike down.
Last player
you see Blossom, he tries to get into it, tries to get aggressive, but now JRC all alone. They know where he is. Double digits for St. Louis University as they are in sights of victory.
They make it seem, it's crazy to me, watching them play these pistol rounds, it makes them seem like the Frenzy is the best long-range gun in the game, because there's been multiple times in this series where a Frenzy has somehow been outgunning a Spectre or a Ghost or a Sheriff at long range. And I mean, it really comes down to the skill of the players. You got to give them, like, their recoil patterns, you know exactly how the Frenzy is going to shoot, that you're able to get those picks at long range. But it's just so hard. How do you combat a $450 gun when you're buying a $1,600 gun and can't beat it?
I dropped the spike.
hard one. It's a hard one.
It's 10-3 now, and I really need to see St. Clair win. You know, obviously they are going to be saving on this round, so judges, specters all around for these guys. They are going to have to win this 14th round, sorry, and prevent them from going up 12-3, or else it just seems like it's going to be GG.
The very cliche judge, jury, executioner, JP Wilker, he's been all of them today in these matches against St. Clair. Shadow off site. He's going to find the first blood. He's going to find a second one. He's going to set up his team for victory. 3 go down immediately. JRC scratching his head on where his teammates went. That was perfect from St. Louis again. I mean, they're just tucked away. And at the same time, they all execute. Their pacing as a team and their trust, their callouts. I mean, this looks like a team that is going to make a deep run if they make it to the next round.
Yeah, for sure. They're looking like the 16th seed, but they're looking a lot higher than 16th seed here. They're looking like a top 4 team if I've ever seen one. Every single part of their game is perfect. They have just the right patience. They play trades exactly as they need to. All their utility is spent very wisely too. You notice that they kind of commit to sites even when on defense. They don't use all their utility dumping it, trying to prevent people in sites. And I think winning gunfights gives you a lot more confidence that you don't have to burn utility in order to not allow someone on site. Because you can save that utility, just take the gunfight, win the gunfight, and then use the utility to escape and prevent, more importantly, the trade.
A little bit of a hiccup. Apologies for that one, everybody, on our end. But we do see back into it. Saints, they haven't drawn anybody off with that A presence. But they're going to rotate the spike nonetheless over to B.
Yeah, just one person on site here. Just one playing in the elbow, and Jet is really far up at Hookah there.
Yeah, so they have the crossfire set up, and that's going to be tough to break. Casper's going to be the first one out, the only one out at the moment. As he slips right through. This is going to be a big call now. Casper's in a lurking position. They can really shut this down. Wilker, are you going to check it? He does. Shadow still clears it out. So great call for St. Louis not to completely give up B. Find the lurker. They take him down. Now 3-on-3 for this retake.
Yeah, guns all around for these guys. And St. Clair is going to have to try and battle their way through their own spawn to try and make it onto this site. There will be one in showers as well as one on site, so they are going to have to watch, and the one from U-Haul is going to be very important. If they can take out the one from U-Haul, it'll make this retake a lot easier. Oh, Blossom somehow winning that gunfight against Zora. It's going to be super important, and Wombat going to get one, going to get 2 actually. Wombat with a big clutch there, gets 2 more, and St. Clair giving themselves some life.
All right, yeah, get pumped. Get pumped for the comeback. That's exactly what Saints needed in that round to bring this back, deny St. Louis and getting onto that match point. It's do or die basically for the Saints at this point. Just as a recap in this fall brawl for Valorant, it is single elimination. But look at that, JP Wilker again back onto this operator.
No shield.
No shield.
Just
I mean, the economy isn't the most healthy on St. Louis, even though they've been winning 5 rounds in a row. Through the rest of this. It's still early into this one. That operator's going to be deadly on the defense, but it's over at the B side. Hunter Shuri's going to be brought into this from St. Louis. That's Aries, again, looking to hunt players in the corners. We check.
Yeah, he seems to whiff again, though. That's the second time he's used a Hunter Shuri and found nothing with it. So, interesting. Usually, sometimes you say that for post-plant, but it seems like he's using it a lot more for entry and trying to force people out of choke points.
Not recharge from Zora. It denies the plant for long, but as soon as that Nebula goes away, JRC is able to find it with the spec. Clair vanishing out to the Saints in his post plant. Blossom a brilliant second. That's icy off of it. They have great positioning with these stars out. A lot of aerial denial. As the rest of St. Louis looking to get in here. Casper denies Shadow of U-Haul presence. Backs up with his teammate playing for the swing. Goes 1 for 1. JRC's going to find that and look at JP Wilker. He understands the situation. He knows the job. He's giving up on this one. A 5th to the Saints. 11-5. They're not giving up on this operator either yet.
And that is so devastating for the St. Louis economy. They're going to be able to keep this up, which is going to be good. They're not. St. Clair doesn't look like they want to play aggressive on this one, so they will be able to save that gun. But everywhere else, everyone else is going to be out of guns. So this will be another sheriff, maybe a shotgun round for St. Louis here. Well, 4 players alive for St. Clair means they will be able to keep buying. So we do say they are at 11 rounds, so St. Clair will basically have to play almost perfect Valorant in order to come back in this one, but it's definitely possible. And JRC doing really well here, as well as Blossom. Like I said, Blossom, Bind looks a lot better for him than Ascent does. So he is doing a lot, and looks like we're actually going to have a timeout here.
Attack pause.
So, yeah, we're going to take a small timeout here, but what do you think about this game so far? 11-5 for St. Louis. They are significantly ahead in this one, but the side change did seem to favor St. Clair so far.
It has. I mean, St. Louis, they had a great start fighting the pistol round. And the second one, you see the very bold operator come out for JP Wilker. He still has the but in that same sense, I mean, with that you need to be able to read the plays as well. If he gets the wrong read, he goes to B. And as soon as you kind of rotate over to A, as soon as you set up inside heaven, I mean, we saw how many Astra Stars were down there. There was 4 Astra Stars just denying that operator of anything. So that's a great play from the Saints to just deny the utility and the guns that St. Louis have accumulated. And in doing so, they've completely stomped the economy of St. Louis as well. So this is going to be a great opportunity for St. Clair to finally get a little bit of a pause, a breather, and just settle things down to try to make this comeback.
Yeah, and I think on Bind, I don't think the op is nearly as effective as it is on Ascent, because Ascent mid is so important. But on Bind, because you have the teleporters, because you have kind of a split mid, you have short and you have mid as well, so it's not necessarily everyone funneling into one spot like it is on Ascent. The op isn't nearly as effective as it was on the other map, so I think maybe Wilker is going to struggle here a little bit with the op. It's still, I mean, obviously, an op on a jet is still an op on a jet, so it is going to be strong. But yeah, so we're going to get back in the game here, actually. But I really look to think St. Clair has a lot of answers towards this op. They can smoke out a lot of its really good spots. And Showstopper going to come here. Can he get anything with it? He's going to pop up, and I think he really messed up. Oh, he's going to take down JRC, actually. So JRC messed up his satchels quite a bit because of that nade that came in. So,
I'm still there.
Spike
Wilker.
planted.
Oh, is he going to make this play? This would be the biggest of energies if he pops up through. No, he's going to play it safe. Spike's going down. He went 1 for 1. And Aries is keeping it going with the Sheriff. Trains are out for these squads, but they have to be careful because this is very, very chaotic on either end. Casper should spot the player. Icy still going to find it. Blossom alone, 1v2, time's a tick, and he's got to get this. Wilker's looking to keep him in check. Big gravity well to deny this defuse just now into it. JP Wilker holding that angle with the op. Very patient as ever from himself. It's going to push St. Louis all the way to that round number 12 match point. And in doing so, in that same area, I mean, that should be just heartbreaking for the Saints. You had the rifles, you had that round in the bag, but the showstopper being dedicated into it. I mean, Zorf places an excellent nade. Yeah. You see that second satchel charge for JLC. He had to go straight up. He had to get away from that paint can, but as soon as he lands, he just gets the recoil of that nade, the martyrdom of the nade, and
nothing you can do about that.
It's
and I think
tough.
As a duelist player, as he is, you know what that nade is signaling, and that means you have to back off of that entry, or else you're just going to get taken out by that nade.
Of course.
So you're in such a bad spot, and Wilker starting off with a pick on VCAN with the op, it just seems like there was no answer for St. Clair onto the op of St. Louis. And I'm really surprised they didn't end up using it themselves. I think that maybe could have helped them out a lot more in these rounds, but they didn't opt to do it, and it just seems like that has made such a big difference in these series.
Casper with the null sector, overloading his opponents. Wombat, there's a gap in the Cosmic Divide, and Ares utilizes that perfectly. Big first blood now. Spike may be down, but again, it's St. Louis with that advantage into the site.
Revealing area.
Wilker has fun.
Oh.
One enemy.
Oh, Zaref, another one. This might be it. Might be all she wrote as the remaining Saints players are being hunted on down. Zorf is going to take down Casper, and 13-5 on Bind. A 2-0 victory for St. Louis University. St. Clair are going to be saying goodbye to the fall Brawl as they duck out here in round number 3. And St. Louis University looking really good, really strong. They're going to move on to round 4 here in NACE Star League. That was a big game for St. Louis, but over here as Saints fans, would have liked to see more from the team, but you can't.
Yeah.
You have to tip your hat to what you saw out of St. Louis tonight.
And I think the most important thing in that game was those eco rounds, because there was at least 2 or 3 times where they only had, maybe Deagles, and they had the one op that time. There's another time they had a Phantom, and they were able to come away with rounds that really St. Clair should have had. They were rifled up. They had full armor, full guns, and they were able to somehow reach those rounds and get them for themselves. And when you're playing like that level, if you're winning Deagle rounds, it means like you are so in control of the game. You don't even need guns to actually win rounds, and that is the difference maker between a really good team and a team that's not playing as optimally as they should be.
No, it's a really good point there. I mean, even in the rounds that they shouldn't have won, St. Louis, they just looked like such a strong opponent to go up against. In the match against MIT, I mean, it's the same case. When we watched St. Clair get the 2-0 over MIT, they were outclassing them. They had the better mechanics. They had the better strategies. As to what we saw to St. Louis here, they just came swinging. They had the situation they needed. They wanted to see that round 4. They had the strategies to get through St. Clair, and they executed them phenomenally to get through them. And I think a lot of it too is on those 1v1s that we were seeing from Aries. I mean, Aries came to play. You were hyping
I was
up his
actually about to
intuition.
say, Aries was someone who I saw and I was like, wow, this guy was able to win every single clutch he needed him to. He had perfect shock darts. His recon darts were exactly where they needed to be. 100 Furies, maybe not so much, but it doesn't matter when you can win those gunfights. Who needs util when you can just tap heads?
Exactly. There was countless 1v1s that he was winning out, and that's basically a lot of that first half was on the back of Aries and the takes that they were having. St. Clair, they didn't look bad. They were composed towards the end of it. They found a few rounds. They got underneath the skin of St. Louis at some times, and yes, they lost some rounds they should have won, but in doing so, I mean, it's just it happens in the game of Valorant, and that's why those Deagles, they're so strong. JP Wilker, he was a strong player. Zorev, he was a strong player. Then Aries on top of that. I mean, all 3 of those players really top of the leaderboard for themselves. We saw it constantly in that side, and that was great. But with the Saints Valorant roster dipping out of the fall brawl, we're going to take a look at the schedule and see what's next here for the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, it's changed now because they would have been on Tuesday, but now they're going to be.
Now, so we got Monday, Overwatch against Ryerson over in NACE. Tuesday, the Fall Brawl is not going to continue. We dip out here, so that's going to be League of Legends taking its place again for NACE. Over on Thursday, we got NECC Overwatch versus Fanshawe Falcons. And then on Friday, Collegiate Rainbow Six. We got a double header. October 1st, that's Friday, 7 p.m. October 3rd, we head over to Rocket League. And on the pitch, it's going to be the East Qualifier, the CRL. We're looking at them to keep things going with the domination we saw before. And again, these matches and times, they're subject to change. So make sure to follow Saints Gaming on Twitter, Saints Gaming CA, where you can see all the updates for the schedules, get up to date with the players, the teams, see some epic highlights, and have a great old time over there. Bill Bain, it's been great, but we also have some sponsors to talk about.
Yeah, and we got the new sponsor. We got Crunchyroll here. We love Crunchyroll. Everyone loves esports. You love anime. It's just one and the same. And so now that we have Crunchyroll on, you get a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/saints. So head over there, get yourself a free 14-day trial. Who doesn't like free stuff? You like free stuff?
I love free stuff.
I love free stuff too. So if you guys want a free trial, you can check it out, crunchyroll.com/saints. Also want to thank Tim Hortons, St. Clair Alumni Association, St. Clair SRC, and Subway. You guys are great. They've been with us for as long as I've been here. They've been supporting Saints Gaming, and we really appreciate you guys for all you do. And I want to talk about the merch. Don't forget about the merch.
Don't forget about the merch.
You know, the merch looks so good. It looks so good.
It's
and
fresh.
You see the jackets, we got t-shirts, we got sweaters, we got crew necks, we got everything you could want. We got masks, which I have my mask coming in very soon, so I'm very excited about that. But anything else you need, they got acquire.ca/Saints. So check that out. Get yourself some nice Saints merch and cheer these guys on every single time we're on stream. Let them know how much you love them, because we love them just as much as you do.
Wear it to your friend's birthday. Wear it on date night. Wear it to school. Or even wear it to your...
Wearing it on date night, that's a power move.
Oh, that's a power move.
I mean, it's guaranteed to get the girl swooning. So.
Oh, yeah. Or just wear it when you're sitting at your PC playing some competitive games. It's going to give you that power, the anime power of Crunchyroll at that. But we also have some socials that you need to follow, or that you should follow. You don't need to, but it would be greatly appreciated. If you want to connect with us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Saints Gaming CA. You get connected. Like I said, you see all these hype reels from the players that pop off moments, and some really, really good competitive collegiate esports over here for St. Clair Saints. It's been a great day, John. But all great days, they usually come to an end here. So the NACE Star League Saints dip out in round number 3 to SLU, St. Louis University. It's been myself, Seymour, alongside Billabang. Can't wait to see you next time here on Saints Gaming CA.